The Association of Black Securities and Investment Professionals, ABSIP, is about to hold its annual conference. And what an intriguing theme, industrializing the continent from the hole in the ground to innovation. ABSIP was established after South Africa became a democracy, and it's involved in the empowerment of black professionals and transformation in the financial industry. The Secretary General, Sibongiseni Mbatha, joins us now. Great to have you with us, Sibongiseni. So ABSIP associated with financial services, this sounds to be around manufacturing, and you're talking about industrialization. Are you broadening your mandate, or trying to?
Look, it's actually industrialization, which part of which is manufacturing, but you have other forms of industrialization, which are financial services, for example. But we're not broadening the mandate per se. This is very much aligned with our mandate, in that in order to industrialize, you've got to fund that industrialization program.
Okay, so it's finance integrally linked even to big construction projects, things
correct.
Like that.
You cannot do any form of industrialization or manufacturing or even fund any sectors of the economy without the actual finance. So financial services looks at the finance aspect, and it's our professionals and our corporate members that take the lead.
And it's so needed. So explain what the hole in the ground is, and how we move to innovation.
The hole in the ground is mining. It's just a figurative speech. We are saying we need to industrialize from the hole in the ground. In other words, the mining sector, beneficiation, to the green economy, which is an innovation now in Africa. We didn't do it before, now we are doing it. So we're looking at different sectors of the economy, from mining right up to new sectors. That's what we're saying.
It's often been said South Africa has the hole in the ground, the commodities. Then we do have a very innovative sector at the top, including financial services and things like that. But what's left out in the middle and ailing is manufacturing. So will you focus on that sector?
We will definitely focus on that, not only for South Africa, but for the African continent, because we have guests coming from all over the continent. We need to craft solutions on how we should industrialize, how we should integrate the economies of the countries of Africa.
Yeah. Well, we've just seen Transnet announcing cooperation with Mozambique. So that's something that we need urgently, transport and coordination. So I guess you need to get all these leaders together, is that correct?
Indeed, and they will be at the conference.
What about South Africa's position? Because ABSIP has spoken before about us losing competitive ground. So PPC is in the spotlight this week. They're trying to head into Africa, apparently meeting Dangote Cement wherever they go. And it has been said that we are slipping in the stakes in Africa. Is that a concern?
Look, that's why governments need to be very, very supportive to industry. Because that becomes very important if you want to be competitive. So one of the things that we will actually touch on the conference, and we are fortunate to have His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, opening the conference as a keynote speaker. We will discuss what kind of support should come from governments in supporting the industrialization program.
Well, that brings me to my next question. What practical, practical solution can come out of this conference? Because one of the criticisms is that South Africans are always talking about what we should do, but you know, some would say we actually know what to do. It's just time for action now.
Look, without sounding like we're in a conference already, I think it's
we are talking.
Yes, it's important to note that we need innovative funding solutions to fund industrialization. Maybe that's what has held us back. For example, should we be having a Pan-African stock exchange? Could that be one of the outcomes of the conference? Let's wait and see.
Is access to funding a real problem right now?
I think there's a plethora of funding available. We can do with more, of course, but yes, it's a generally acceptable notion that there seems to be some struggle, if not a lot of it, in accessing finance for entrepreneurs. But when we look around, we find that there is funding available in DFIs, in banks, and other instruments. Now we need to look at how do we access cheap funding, because maybe funding is expensive. How can we make it cheap so that it's accessible?
One thing you're always concerned about is transformation in the financial sector itself in South Africa. Is that going to be touched on? How is ABSIP feeling about the state of transformation in the banking sector right now?
Look, if you want to develop an economy, you cannot leave behind the majority of the people in an economy. So transformation becomes very important. We, as much as we need a burgeoning bourgeoisie class, the owners of capital, the owners of the means of production, we also need a great proletariat class, the offerers of labor in the marketplace. So when you develop an economy, you've got to make sure that the majority of the economy actually belongs to the majority of the population. And some of the resolutions in the conference could be aligned to that statement.
Yeah, because the concern has always been not enough people coming also from the grassroots and moving up. We have to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time. That was the Secretary General of ABSIP, Sibongiseni Mbatha.